Rabbi Ben Sion Kravitz. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the Be True website. We're here to help students who have questions find their answers. And today I'm going to discuss the general approach that you should take when someone confronts you about a certain passage in the Bible. Generally, when they quote a passage to you, since you're usually not aware of the meaning of the passage, we want to try to get this perspective that passages need to be read in context and passages need to be checked in the original language to make sure that we're reading them properly. One of the ways that you can do that, an example of what we can do, is you can sometimes quote back to the individual who's challenging you and ask them if they would explain the meaning of a certain passage that's found in the New Testament. Now, obviously, I don't think that the passage that I'm going to read in a second really means what you're going to hear it say, but there's a purpose behind doing this. If you open up, if you were to get a New Testament or ask the person who's challenging you to open up their New Testament, you could look in the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 26. And if you were to read it, it simply says that if anyone comes to me, this is Jesus speaking, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, wife and children and brothers and sisters and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Now obviously when you read that verse superficially, it sounds like Jesus is saying that a prerequisite to being a disciple of Jesus is that you have to hate everyone in your family. Now obviously I don't know many Christians that think that. There have been a few cult groups that are Christian-like that have used that passage to get people's allegiance to be to the group rather than to their family. But obviously most Christians, I'd say 99% Christians, don't think that that verse means that. And when you hear, and when you quote the verse to them, they're going to probably say, wait, you're reading this verse out of context. You're reading it in English. And remember, before the English, this book was in Greek. And before the Greek, it was in Aramaic, spoken in Aramaic. And the verse doesn't mean this. You have to read it in context and check the language, and it probably means that in comparison to one's love for Jesus, it's as if you hate your parents, but not literally. But I would point out to them that the only way they can determine that is by trying to read the passage in context, by trying to read it in the original language. That's the prerequisite that they set for you. They told you to read it in context. They told you to check the original language. And if that's the requirement that they put on you for understanding this passage, which seems to be taken out of context, then let's now go back to any passage that they might quote you from the Jewish Bible, which they call the Old Testament. Whatever the passage it is, whether it's Isaiah 7:14, which sounds like it's saying that a virgin will give birth to a child, or if it's Isaiah 53 that says that someone will suffer for our sins, and we'll talk about those passages in another video, realize first and foremost that until you read the chapter in its entirety, in the context of the chapters around it, perhaps even the entire book, and then you also check, is the Hebrew original consistent with what they're now translating it in English? Many times we find that there's different translations between the Jewish translation based on the Hebrew and the Christian translation, which is more probably translated based on a Greek translation that is less than accurate. So the focus here is to realize that until you read a passage in context, until you read it in the original language, until you seek out someone who can help you research those points, the passage could say one thing and mean the complete opposite. So we'll give you some more examples in other videos, and I hope this has been helpful. Remember, be true to yourself, and remember that when you are quoted something, always get a second opinion. Always look both ways, and in this case, check out the context of the passage and check out what the original Hebrew said to make sure it wasn't mistranslated. We'll talk to you again soon.